Hey guys, today's topic is how to detect pleural effusion with the help of the chest X-ray. First of all, what does pleural effusion means? Effusion means accumulation of the fluid. So accumulation of the fluid in the pleural cavity is termed as pleural effusion. Now where does this pleural cavity present? This cavity is present just outside the lungs and it is formed by a double layered protective membrane termed as parietal pleura and a visceral pleura. Between these two pleura there is a space known as pleural cavity which is filled with the pleural fluid. Normally 10 to 20 ml of fluid is filled inside this cavity, but if it gets exceeded like more than 200 ml, so such accumulation is termed as pleural effusion. Actually, pleural effusion is a huge topic to be explained, so if you need a whole detail of it, I'll prepare another video for that. But for now, we'll just focus on how to detect this case in chest X-ray. So let's start with the key findings to detect this case. Total there are 5 key findings. First is the opaque patches near the lower section of the lungs. Second is the mediastinal shift towards the opposite side. Third is the blunting of the sharp costophrenic angle. Fourth is the meniscus sign, and fifth is the rib space widened. So starting with the first point, as you can see in the image on the right side, opacity is seen on the lower section of the left side of the lung. This opacity is because of the collection of the fluid on the bottom which happened due to the gravity pull. Second point, mediastinal shift towards the opposite side. In the image, the trachea is shifted on the right side. This is because of the presence of the pleural effusion on the left side. Third point is blunting of the sharp costophrenic angle. As you can see in the image, the costophrenic angle is sharp on the right side, whereas on the left side, the angle is filled up with the fluid. Fourth point is meniscus sign. A concave shape is formed on the pleural fluid's surface. This is termed as meniscus sign. Fifth point is rib space widened. Rib space on the fluid-filled side is tend to be more widening as compared to the other side. So these are the 5 key findings to be noted. And one more point to be noted. Loss of the Sillett sign. Here the Sillett sign is the left diaphragm which is lost. This is the lateral decubitus position. And this is the X-ray obtained in the lateral decubitus position. Now why this position is chosen? This position is chosen to detect whether the pleural effusion is loculated or moving. Now what does loculated effusion means? As you can see in the image, loculated effusion is not a gravity dependent location. It is just located somewhere else in the pleural cavity. The subpulmonic effusion. What does subpulmonic effusion means? It is the fluid filled between the lungs and the diaphragm. As you can see in this image, the distance between the diaphragm and the stomach bubble is increased and the costophrenic angle is also blunt. So in this case, lateral meniscus position is generally used to detect this type, as the fluid will slide during this position and we can easily detect this case. So now to find out the etiology, we can either find it with the help of the radiology as well as thoracentesis. So what does thoracentesis means? It is a procedure in which the aspiration of the fluid from the pleural space is done with the help of the needle. Now, these are the type of the fluid present in the pleural space: transudate, exudate, pus, blood, chyle, cholesterol and urine. The fluid is bilateral or unilateral. If it is bilateral, mostly the fluid is transudative. So the pathology could be congestive heart failure if the bilateral is associated with cardiomegaly. It could be cirrhosis if it is associated with ascites in alcoholic patient. It could also be a nephrotic syndrome or hyperproteinemia. Now, if it is unilateral, it could be exudative. So, it could be malignancy if massive effusion is there. It could be infection if it is like TB or emphysema, where TB is generally associated with apical infiltrate. It could be autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, or it could be trauma which can lead to pneumothorax. And there are certain unique etiology, like if it is only left-sided effusion, then it could be pericarditis, dissecting aneurysm, ruptured esophagus and acute pancreatitis. If only right-sided effusion, then it could be a liver abscess. So that's all for today. I know that it's still not completed, but it's a huge topic. So I try to put as many points as possible in this short video. I hope you all like it.